Hi, this is Joan Samuelson, long-distance runner and marathoner. Today I'd like to talk to you about adversity. Nobody likes adversity, including myself. Unfortunately, however, I've had to deal with adversity several times in my career. And what normally gets me through adversity is thinking about my goals and what I have done to prepare for that specific race. And if you think about all the time and effort that you've put into a specific event, you usually don't want to just step back lightly. You want to do whatever you can to get to that race, to start that race, and to get through that race. However, you know yourself better than anybody else, so you're in charge of your ultimate destiny, and you need to make the decision whether or not to run or participate. Sometimes I want to be part of an event so much that I'll just relax my goals. However, the one thing that constantly motivates and drives me is the fact that I've never dropped out of a race. And even though I've faced adversity before an event, I still think about what would happen if I had to drop out of a race. And for some reason, I've been fortunate enough never to have to play that card. But whether it's a back spasm, whether it's not feeling well, whether it's bad weather, whether it's something that's on my mind that is really taking my focus away from my run, whatever it is, I usually try to develop tactics to deal with the issue at hand. You have to make the decision whether or not you're going to play or not play. And that has to be a personal decision, it has to be an individual decision, and whatever your decision is, you have to go with it. And I'm one who is so indecisive right up until game time that sometimes this becomes a real problem, not only for myself, but the people who I surround myself with before a big race. My husband, my children, my closest friends, and they can sometimes support you in your decisions, but ultimately the decision goes back to you. So before the Olympic trials in 1984, when I had the arthroscopic knee surgery, and my competitors greeted me at the starting line and they said, "Why do you have to run this event when your time is so much faster than ours?" I knew it was the only way to participate in the Olympic trials. And if I wanted to make the Olympic team, I had to run in the Olympic trials. So I just kept thinking about all the work that I had done to prepare for those trials. And even though I didn't look upon that work as sacrificial, I looked upon it as a huge amount of dedicated time. And that's what ultimately drove me to the starting line and through the race. I knew that if anybody had come on me in the later stages of that race, I had absolutely nothing left. I'd played all my cards before the final miles of that marathon. But I also knew that I'd worked really hard and that I probably wanted a place on that team more than anybody else in the pack. And that's what ultimately drove me to the starting line and then on to the finish to qualify for the first women's Olympic marathon. So you have to know yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to understand the amount of time and effort that you've dedicated to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. And you have to be passionate about what it is that you're doing at that moment in time. This is Joan Samuelson. Thanks for listening.